Sometimes your After Effects projects can become quite unruly. Now, of course, I only have 3 objects in this comp, so this doesn't really qualify as unruly. But let's say I wanted to animate a star field, and I had maybe 40 or 50 different shapes in it. Can you imagine how painful it would be to have to grab each one of those elements and animate them separately? So what I can do instead is use something called parenting, whereby each one of these guys can be parented to one object like this star, and all I have to do is move the star and have these 2 follow. As you can see, I have 3 layers. To easily rename them, just click on the name like so, and hit Enter or Return on your keyboard. I'm going to call this Star Parent, so I know which one's the parent. Then I'm going to grab this layer and call it Child 1. And, as you guessed, Child 2. Okay, so now here's the fun part. I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can easily parent these guys to the star. So before we get started, I'll just move the star and show you that there's nothing up my sleeve. The star moves by itself and these guys do not follow. So I'm going to click on Child 1. I'll grab this guy here called a pick whip and drag it right to the star parent. Let go of the mouse, and if we did it right, we see that the name of the parent is in this list. So the star parent is now the parent of Child 1. Let me show you a different way to make Child 2 a parent of the star. We don't have to use the pick whip. We can use the drop-down list right next to it. So I'm going to click and choose Star Parent from the list. So both of these guys are now parented to the star. So when I click on the star and I move it, we have a lot more control. So whatever I do to this guy, these guys will follow along. And I can rotate it, I can scale it, I can do all kinds of stuff, and the kids will follow. Now the beautiful thing about parenting is, let's say you want to animate these guys falling down like this. But then you want the children to go off in a different direction. The children are always able to be moved independently of the parent. So I can put the star here, and then I can grab the child and move him here, and move this one here. So these guys, even though they're parented to this, they can still move around by themselves. And if I reposition them like so, and then grab the parent again, they still move in their new configuration. So it's a really nice way to pretty much get a good grip on a lot of elements that you want to animate and easily move them by one object instead of having a whole bunch of different things to click and drag. Whenever you're done with the parenting, or you just decide you don't want to do that anymore, just go to the drop-down list and choose None, and everything is back to the way it was. They're all independent and they can go their own ways.